This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The time is 8:45 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Lal Malavarachi and read by Tilani Pires. The Minister of Public Defence says that the police investigations on the Easter Sunday attacks are almost completed. 32 suspects of the Easter Sunday attacks have already been indicted at 5 high courts. The current temporary shortage of domestic LP gas is to end. The Ceylon Electricity Board says that there will be no power cut tomorrow and the day after. Dates have been scheduled to hold 2021 school examinations. Health officials stress that people should continue to abide by the health regulations even though the provincial travel restrictions are lifted. And on foreign news, world leaders promise to end deforestation by 2030. And on sports news, South Africa beat Bangladesh by 6 wickets to strengthen their men's T20 World Cup semi-final hopes. The Minister of Public Defence, Rear Admiral Dr. Sarath Veerasekara says that the police investigations on the Easter Sunday attacks are almost completed. However, further investigations are being carried out to verify some issues intensively. The Minister made these remarks addressing the media personnel after opening the newly built police station at Mala Bay today. 32 suspects of the Easter Sunday attacks have already been indicted at 5 high courts. The Minister added that no suspect will be allowed to go scot-free and the law will be enforced strictly. The Litrogas Lanka Limited says ships carrying liquefied petroleum LP gas have already berthed in the Colombo port. The current temporary shortage of domestic LP gas is due to delay in the distribution process, the company pointed out, adding that it will take necessary measures to rectify the situation. Senior Manager of Channel Development and Business Communication of Litrogas Lanka Limited revealed this in a media release issued today. The Director General of Health Services has confirmed 10 more coronavirus-related deaths for November 1st, pushing the death toll in the country due to the virus to 13,770. This includes 5 males and 5 female patients. Meanwhile, the Health Ministry reported that another 498 persons have tested positive for coronavirus today, increasing the tally of confirmed cases reported in the country to 542,137. 448 more patients in total were discharged from medical care today as they have recovered from the virus infection. This brings the total number of recoveries reported in the country to 513,540. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
The chairman of the Ceylon Electricity Board, MMC Ferdinando, says he has not been informed of a power cut tomorrow and the day after. He said that CEB employees do not wish to keep the country in darkness. Meanwhile, Electricity Board Engineering Union said there would not be a power interruption despite the trade union action tomorrow. That ends local news for now.
Just as love and freedom are important to a child, so too is knowledge. Encouraging their pursuit of knowledge is our most important responsibility as parents.
Sri Lanka Insurance Minimutu education plans ensure a secure future for your child with a higher education fund, comprehensive protection and a range of additional covers. Minimutu education plans for children who dare to dream. Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Director General of Health Services, Dr. Asela Gunawardena, says that people should continue to abide by the health regulations, and if they do not do so, coronavirus waves will re-emerge. He stressed that the provincial travel restrictions were not lifted to allow the public to engage in leisure travel or other unnecessary travel. He added that the provincial travel restrictions were lifted to ensure that essential services to the public are maintained without any hindrance. Dr. Gunawardena also said that the people should act responsibly even if the provincial travel restrictions are lifted. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
This is Watchlight. On Watchlight tonight, the government has fixed the date for conducting the 2022 GC Ordinary Level, Advanced Level and Grade 5 Scholarship Examinations. Grade 5 Scholarship Examination will be held on the 22nd of January 2022. The GC O-Level Examination will be held from the 23rd of May to 1st June 2022. GC Advanced Level Examination will be held from 7th February to 5th March 2022. That came to you in Watchlight. Coming up, World News. World News headlines first. World leaders promise to end deforestation by 2030. Explosions and gunfire at Kabul military hospital in deadly attack. Tonga records first coronavirus case since the start of the pandemic. More than 100 world leaders have promised to end and reverse deforestation by 2030 in the COP26 Climate Summit's first major deal. Brazil, where stretches of the Amazon rainforest have been cut down, was among the signatories today. The pledge includes almost $19.2 billion of public and private funds. Experts welcomed the move, but warned a previous deal in 2014 had failed to slow deforestation at all. The Afghan capital Kabul has been rocked by 2 explosions and gunfire at the site of a military hospital. A Taliban spokesman said the first blast happened in front of the 400-bed Sardar Daud Khan hospital and the second was nearby. The spokesman said there had been casualties but did not give numbers. An eyewitness told the BBC there was fighting inside the hospital grounds. At least 15 people have been killed and more wounded, unconfirmed reports say. Tongans have been rushing to vaccinate themselves against coronavirus after the Pacific Island nation confirmed its first case last weekend. The infection was detected in a fully vaccinated person who had arrived on a repatriation flight from New Zealand. Tonga's Prime Minister Pohiva Tui Danitona warned that residents on the main island of Tongatapu face a possible lockdown next week. Tonga was one of the last countries not to have reported COVID infections. Over 100,000 people live on the island, located northeast of New Zealand. Back to the world news headlines. World leaders promise to end deforestation by 2030. Explosions and gunfire at Kabul military hospital in deadly attack. Tonga records first coronavirus case since the start of the pandemic. That ends world news. Development news. The Cabinet of Ministers has granted approval for the implementation of the Rajangana Kochiyagama project component of the Eppavala Rajanganiya Nochiyagama and Giribava combined water supply project. Accordingly, to implement the project, the contract will be awarded to the LR Group of Israel and SBI International Holdings of AG of Switzerland, JV, for an amount of $162.66 million. That came to you on Development News. Moving on with sports news. South Africa beat Bangladesh by 6 wickets to strengthen their men's T20 World Cup semi-final hopes. A dismal Bangladesh was bowled out for 84 with 10 balls to spare. Rich Norji claimed a devastating 3 for 8, with fellow fast bowler Kagiso Rabada taking 3 for 20 in Abu Dhabi. South Africa are second in Group 1 behind England, with the top 2 teams qualifying for the knockout stages. Third placed Australia are also in contention for the semi-finals. But the Proteas have a superior net run rate after the convincing win over Bangladesh. The defeat eliminates Bangladesh, who face Australia on Thursday, while South Africa play England in their final group game on Saturday. That ends Sports News.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka has sold 66 billion rupees in treasury bills, the entire offered quantity, while the average 3-month auction yield fell to 25 basis points to 8.18%, data from the State Debt Office showed. Out of the 66 billion rupees of bills offered, 64 billion came from a 3-month maturity. That came to you in Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning. With video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
Before the weather forecast, we have the economic news. The President Secretary, Dr. P.B. Jayasundara, says he believes the government will present a budget with a new vision and a program. He said priority will be given to green economy, renewable energy, information technology and digital governance. He said attention will be paid on increasing the country's income in accordance with the Vistas of Prosperity statement. He also said that developing rural infrastructure for the growth of rural economy has been identified as another priority area. That came to you in economic news. We move on now with the weather forecast. The Met Department says low pressure area located around Sri Lanka is moving away from the island. However, atmospheric conditions are still favourable for the formation of evening thunder showers over the island. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places over most parts of the island during the evening or night. Showers or thunder showers may occur in the western, southern and northern provinces. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragamuwa, northwestern, central and north central provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. That was the weather report.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning. With video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
And now to end this news broadcast, the main points once again. The Minister of Public Defence says that the police investigations on the Easter Sunday attacks are almost completed. 32 suspects of the Easter Sunday attacks have already been indicted at 5 high courts. The current temporary shortage of domestic LP gas is due to end. The Ceylon Electricity Board says there will be no power cut tomorrow and the day after. Dates have been scheduled to hold 2021 school examinations. Health officials stress that people should continue to abide by the health regulations even though the provincial travel restrictions are lifted. And on foreign news, world leaders promise to end deforestation by 2030. And on sports news, South Africa beat Bangladesh by 6 wickets to strengthen their men's T20 World Cup semi-final hopes. That ends its news broadcast.